Museums are supposed to protect history. That's what they tell you. That's what I tell myself every time I walk these halls, making sure nothing goes missing, making sure no one tries to steal a piece of the past. But sometimes, the past doesn't need stealing. My name is Clara Renault. Once upon a time, people knew me for my face. Magazine covers, fashion week, perfume ads that made women want to smell like me and men want to own me. But beauty fades. Power doesn't. So I traded the runways for security screens, the cameras for surveillance feeds. Now I keep things in check at the Luxor International Art and History Museum. Statues, paintings, relics, priceless things. Things men kill for. Things I get paid to protect. Night shifts are supposed to be quiet. No tourists, no guided tours, just the hum of security lights and the occasional night janitor. But sometimes history doesn't stay put. Sometimes it gets restless. We don't get new installations without paperwork, without weeks of meetings, budget approvals, insurance sign-offs. Someone should have told me if we were adding a new mummy to the collection. But no one told me, because this isn't an artifact. Some people get gold coins over their eyes. This guy got something worse. Judgment. That's what the ancient Egyptians believed in. That when you die, your heart gets weighed against a feather. Too heavy with sin? The gods devour your soul. And judging by this setup, someone thought Dr. Stokes' heart weighed too damn much. This wasn't just murder. This was a statement. Someone wanted to make him a part of history. I've seen a lot of things in this job. Inside jobs, million-dollar heists, rich collectors paying poor thieves to do their dirty work. But this was different. This wasn't about money. This was about power. And whoever did it, they weren't done yet. You ever see something so beautiful it makes you sick? Something so perfect? You know it was never meant to exist? That's what I was looking at. A man turned into a masterpiece. Skin wrapped tight in linen, mouth sealed shut, a silent tribute to the gods. But this wasn't some archaeologist's discovery. This was fresh. This was murder made into art. The scarab? That was a message, a signature. In ancient Egypt, they placed these over the hearts of the dead. Said it kept their sins from being weighed in the afterlife. But Stokes? His judgment had already been decided. And whoever did this wasn't done yet. Dr. Kozlowski, you were close to Dr. Stokes, weren't you?
The dead shall rise and speak when the heart is weighed against the feather. The unworthy shall be devoured, and the pure shall walk free into the fields of Aru.
That's beautiful. But it doesn't answer my question.
Come now, Clara. You walk among the dead every night, don't you? You guard them, protect them. Do you ever wonder if they whisper to you, if they watch you while you sleep?
Dr. Stokes was found mummified, perfectly embalmed. You're the only expert in this building who could have pulled that off. Should I even bother asking where you were last night?
The Book of the Dead teaches us that some souls are too corrupt to pass into the afterlife. Their hearts must be judged. You ask me where I was? I was preparing for judgment.
That sounds like a confession.
Does it? Or is it simply truth?
Ivara said I was stopping the fate of the gods. Said I was standing between them and their judgment. Poetic, dramatic, crazy. I've heard men say worse things when they wanted to get inside my head. Or my bed. But she wasn't like them. No, Ivara looked at me the way a queen looks at a challenger. Not with lust, not with hate, but with inevitability. Like she knew something I didn't. Like she knew my fate was already written. I don't believe in curses. I believe in enemies. And right now I have one wearing a black jacket with nothing underneath and quoting the Book of the Dead like it's pillow talk. The past stays dead, unless someone digs it up.
O Anubis, guardian of the scales, keeper of judgment, hear me. She stands in your way. She defies the will of the gods. She walks where the dead must rise. Let your arrows find her. Let the sand swallow her. Let her blood be the ink of her final story. She must not escape the fate written for her in the halls of the underworld. Rise, Anubis. Send forth your hunter.
I don't believe in gods. But that doesn't mean I don't believe in fate. I've been followed before. By men in black cars. By men with cameras. By men who thought they could buy a piece of me. But this wasn't some jealous ex. This wasn't some thug sent by a pissed-off collector. This was something else. Something that shouldn't exist. He wasn't running, he was hunting. And I was his offering. I should have stopped. Should have taken cover. But something told me stopping meant dying. He's not just a man. He's a curse made flesh. Too fast, too reckless. But I'd rather bleed than let him take me. They say gods don't bleed. Let's see if they drown. One moment he was there. The next, just another ghost in a city full of them. But I wasn't done yet. I should have turned back. I should have walked away. But Ivara was right about one thing. The dead weren't done with me yet. You can wash the day off your skin. But some things don't rinse clean. I could still feel the chase in my bones. The weight of the assassin's arrows. The lake swallowing his shadow. Ivara's voice curling around my mind like smoke. But standing under the water, letting the heat burn the night away, it almost felt like I was alone again. Almost. The thing about ghosts, they don't knock.
Water, the source of life, the element of purification. In ancient times, the priests would bathe before every ritual, before every sacrifice.
And here I thought she wanted to get me wet.
You were never meant to stand in the way of the gods, Clara. You have no place among the dead.
And you were never meant to kill your boss for a promotion, but here we are.
The Book of the Dead speaks of judgment. The unworthy must be weighed. And you, Clara, have tipped the scales.
He who walks among the living with the words of the dead shall burn in the fire of his own making.
No, you don't understand.
Turns out, curses work both ways. You wanted to be a goddess, Ivara. Congratulations, you just got your wish. I came here to protect history. Instead, I almost became part of it. A mummified director, a seduction wrapped in hieroglyphs, a cursed assassin who walks without leaving footprints. And then there was Ivara. Smart, dangerous, obsessed with judgment. She thought she could weigh my heart against a feather. But in the end, I burned hers instead. Now you know the story. Like, subscribe. And remember, some things are better left buried.